session?
No, they've called a recess. Sophia Washington wants them to pass some kind of motion, but one of the council members is fighting her tooth and nail.
Huh. Wouldn't happen to be Jebediah Block, the coal baron, would it?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Well, I happen to know he's on the council. He's one of the original 5, you know, the first people to fund the Ark Society back in '91. Plus, I just walked in on Sophia Washington screaming Block's name while beating up a pillow cushion. Oh, she was properly pissed.
Jeez, must mean a lot to her. What's it about?
What am I, paparazzi? I just work for these assholes, same as you.
Well, keep me posted, in case teeth start flying.
Can do.
The council meeting. You know what it's about?
Climate change. Sophia Washington is trying to persuade Janus's original 5 to embrace the Green Revolution.
Fat chance. The original 5 are all energy CEOs. These guys practically invented climate denial.
I don't know, I mean, they're not idiots. It's not like they want to screw up the planet. Energy companies just follow the money like everybody else. Obscuring the truth, misleading public opinion, acquisitioning and squashing upstarts. Those are just some of the tools in the toolbox. It's nothing personal, it's just business.
My God, we're all a bunch of assholes, aren't we?
None of us have the power to change the world. So why not be the winning horse? Maybe people will wise up, band together, and pull through. Maybe they won't. You and me, though, we'll be fine either way.
Sure, but still.
It's out of our hands. All we can do is ride the wave.
I'm not saying all...
There's an Iron Maiden up there. A real one, with actual spikes in it.
Oh, tell me about it. It belonged to the founder. Now, the Washingtons got rid of most of his stuff when they took over his office, but I guess the Maiden is here to stay.
Ugh, so morbid.
Well, it's purely ornamental, if that makes you feel any better. Iron Maidens were rarely used, if ever. It's really more of a gothic fantasy.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Now, why would you say that?
I just get these feelings sometimes.
So, think that meeting started yet?
Your guess is as good as mine.
My guess is they're discussing how to deal with the Karuna agreement. Maybe they're finally ready to embrace sustainable energy?
Maybe. I think we should invest in windmills. That's the way to go. Through a certain company, we bought a huge green energy company in Denmark for zilch and sold our shares for a fortune a couple of years later. Green energy is good, as long as we don't have to bother with it.
I don't know, all this short-term mess that's in vogue at the moment doesn't impress me. Is the idea of the Ark Society more important than the idea to not need it?
That's a suitably cryptic thing to say.
Sustainability, innovation, I don't know. We should have a drink. I know I need one.
And I could not agree more.
Heads up, gang. I've got beef with a certain obnoxious coal baron, and if push comes to shove, I may need to dish out some pain. Soap bars and towels, you know the drill. Constant.
Good evening, Sophia.
Well, isn't this ironic? The one guy here who's actually hiding does not wear a mask.
Invisibility is a gift. It's amazing the things you pick up when nobody gives you a second thought.
Ah, let's have it.
I gave you a task. It should have been an easy sell, and yet, I hear the council is undecided. Should I be worried?
I have it under control. Even if that idiot Block decides to veto me, I have an ace up my sleeve. Thy will be done.
I look forward to your machinations then.
I hate to say this, Jebediah, but Miss Washington makes a valid point. Climate change denial has served you well so far, but the world is finally catching up. The Karuna Treaty is only the beginning. Change is coming.
Bah humbug. The council has been usurped by latte-sipping tree huggers. This vote can't possibly be binding, can it?
Of course not. We're a secret society. It's not like we can take our disagreements to court.
But what?
But, provided that the others agree, the chairwoman does have the power to throw you off the council for obstruction. All rights and privileges removed.
Expel me? That two-bit treasure hunter, Sophia Washington, has the power to expel me, Jebediah Block?
Technically.
Okay. I need an edge, and I need it fast.
Well, why don't you call that fixer of yours, Yates? He's gotten you out of a jam before.
Oh, I will. This ain't over.
Mr. Block, you look troubled.
I know you, don't I? You're Janus's man.
I'm a friend of the Ark Society, yes. If I may be so bold, I heard about your predicament, and, well, I believe I may offer a fresh perspective.
Why not? Shoot.
All right. Say the world does collapse. The weather goes haywire, the poles melt, and the Ark Society heads off to a comfortable Arctic sanctuary, while the rest of civilization falls into chaos.
That's about the gist of it. Sounds great to me. No more needy assholes. Why wait?
Well, you do realize what kind of place it'll be, right?
What are you talking about?
100 or so people? No market, no economy, no social structures. It will be like a space colony. Everyone equal and dependent on each other. It will be egalitarian, sir. It will be, well, communist.
My God. That's what I paid almost $2 billion for? Why didn't anyone tell me sooner?
Merely food for thought, Mr. Block. Good night.
I need to, think. Yates, Jebediah, listen, I'm in a bit of a scrap. I need some leverage on the Washington twins. That's right, Byron's girls. Sophia Washington is trying to screw me, and I need some dirt on her ASAP. Should be plenty to choose from. Oh, you will do a hell of a lot better than that, Yates. I'm not paying you Monday morning money. I'm paying you right the fuck now money. Find me some dirt. Meyer? Jebediah. What time? What do I care? Money never sleeps, Meyer. Anyway, Washington clan. I want to bloody their noses a bit. Yes, those Washingtons. I want to send old Byron a message to keep his brats on a tighter leash. Well, you figure it out. Some kind of inside trading, double, triple cross thingamajig. I'm willing to take a hit as well, as long as you get it done. Can you? If you're not up to it, I can always talk to Axelrod. No! Don't tell me! Just do it! Less I know, the better. Yates? Any news yet? Well, they were suspected of mass murder, weren't they? Of mowing down some Yahoo tribe in the Amazon. How hard can it be? Keep digging, Yates. Find me some leverage. Yates, where's my leverage? Are you even trying? Wait, is that music? Are you at the club tossing down bare-knuckle boxers when you're supposed to be on the clock? Don't even bother. You're fired, Yates. Oh, and another thing. Remember that time your wife came home from the country club smelling faintly of cigars? Guess what? Go green. Go green my ass. Jebediah Block doesn't do green. I'm a coal man. Always have been, always will be. The only green is dollar green. Who does she think she is? Trust fund rat. Never made a dime in her life. Just stomping around the jungle with her band of shade gorillas like some two-bit comic book villain. I'm Block. I power the world. Pow! I'd like to see her try. Ridiculous. Better safe than sorry, Mr. Block. What if the collapse doesn't come for another 100 years, Mr. Block? Bah, humbug! I look out for number one, no one else. Plenty of coal left to last a lifetime. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. I see it now. Those hand-wringing sissies don't have the chutzpah to do what needs to be done. If they're so afraid their money will be gone by the time the end comes, why don't we accelerate the process? I say, burn those fuels, melt the poles, and get rid of the riffraff. Let God sort them out. Firm but fair, just like Noah. That's my counteroffer. See how they like them apples.
Bloody time. What the hell is Block's problem? Sophia's motion is a no-brainer.
Well, I have to agree. Tripping up the climate effort has served us well so far, but you can only fight progress for so long. Hampson Oil's been planning the green transition for a while now, crushing startups and swooping up their patents. You know, the usual strategy.
Yeah, of course. Block is no fan of progress.
He's a stubborn ass. We're in the same men's club. Would you believe he smokes his cigars in the sauna?
Well, his days are numbered, I suppose. Even if the council can't come to an agreement, we all know which way the wind is blowing. Jebediah Block will learn the hard way that it doesn't matter how much coal he digs, no one's bloody buying anymore.
I blame the Y chromosome. When we reach a certain age, the male brain just calcifies.
Yeah, that sounds like my husband, all right.
Oh, so this is tedious. When did we five last have a council meeting?
2012, I think. We discussed how to best strangle the electric car. Fat lot of good that did us. Anyway, I just hope we're not stuck here all night. I want to go down and take a closer look at that new Titan colonization initiative.
Seriously? That's a little too extreme for me. Not being able to breathe outside? How's that living? The Arctic City Project, that's the one for me.
I'm just covering all the bases. The environment, that we can fix. Granted, a couple 100 million people are probably gonna die or be displaced before everyone wakes up and smells the roses. But let's be honest, it's not gonna be us. On the other hand, a meteor strike, a supervolcanic eruption, no Arctic fortress of solitude is gonna help you there.
Fair point.
Most people here, they're just buying peace of mind. But me, I'm a survivor, whatever it takes.
Even digitization? Like a mind upload?
Hell yeah, hook me up.
Wow, you're not kidding. I don't know. I just think there's a limit. Surviving is not the same as living.
No, but it's a hell of a good place to start.
What's your take, Block? How would you like to become more than human?
Way ahead of you.
I forgot. You're already the Prince of Darkness.
Well, at least he has self-irony.
Jebediah Block. Why, you're looking reasonably calm. Guess my sister is a better saleswoman than I thought.
Block. Didn't see you there.
Ah, thank Christ. Go and tell Sophia if you're ready to vote. The night's not getting any younger.
Miss Washington, after due consideration, I have revised my position. I would like to support your motion.
Well, well, look at you, Block. Finding your good sense and manners. Come along, then. I'll call a vote at once. I knew you'd come around. You're stubborn, Block, but you're not a schmuck. You know I'm right. The analysts at my father's think tank have been grinding the data for months, and they are rarely wrong. The Karuna Agreement, climate litigation. We estimate that fossil fuel companies like yours have a decade, at best, before you're all resigned to the junkyard of history.
Hello, sir.
And what kind of secret society would we be if we didn't keep each other in power?
What indeed?
I knew we could talk sense. Just vote in favor of my motion, and I promise you, Block, you'll power the world for decades to come. Who cares how, as long as you're the one getting paid.
Ain't that the truth?
Friends and founders, the recess is over. Let's return to the council room and proceed with the vote. Let's reiterate. For decades, you, the titans of the energy industry, have conspired to obscure the truth about climate change through lobbying, misinformation, and propaganda. This strategy has been incredibly successful. But all good things must come to an end. It is time for you to adapt or die, ladies and gentlemen. This is why our analysts have devised a 10-year transition plan to keep you in power. Play this right, and you will not only thrive, but this time, you will be the good guys. In other words, you have nothing to lose. So, everyone in favor, say aye.
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 Yea or nay, Block? Silence is consent.
Aye.
5 ayes. The vote is unanimous. The motion is passed. And now, I believe a toast is in order to the future. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
To the future.
The
The future.
The future.
So, Block changed his mind. That's a first.
I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Well, the smart money's in green energy now, that's for sure. Even Block sees that. Besides, global warming has its beneficial side effects. Those huge swathes of land that we bought up in Antarctica are soon to be ice-free. The mining rights alone will be worth billions. In 5 years, Hampson Oil will be oil in name only.
Here, here. If we all play our cards right, climate change will be the biggest cash grab in history.
Block. Glad you came to your senses. In this part of the constant.
Well, you did it, Sophia.
I told you. I had Block under control. I can play mind games too.
The partners will be pleased.
Who are they, Constant? Who are the partners?
Good evening, Sophia.
So, everyone in favor, say aye.
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 Yea or nay, Block? Silence is consent.
Nay.
Excuse me?
You heard me. Nay.
Oh, for the love of... Ah, idiot.
Son of a...
Blocked. You stupid.
That's 4 ayes and 1 nay. Jebediah Block vetoes the motion. This council is adjourned until further notice. Block. A word? Upstairs. Right away, please. So, are you gonna tell me what the hell you're playing at?
Just looking out for number 1.
Don't be an idiot. There's no future in coal, Block. You have one choice. Go green or go extinct. Now, personally, I don't give a shit if you go the way of the dodo, but you are one of the Ark Society's biggest contributors. We'd hate to lose your business. Besides, if terrestrial coal goes under, who will pay for your children's survival? Your grandkids. After all, nobody says disaster will strike in our lifetime. You have a moral duty to stay rich, Block.
Nice try. But I don't have grandchildren.
You just had to make this difficult, didn't you? Here's the deal, Block. My family and I, we serve a group of powerful individuals who prefer to stay anonymous. Letting the climate go to hell in a handbasket has served their interests well, but only up to a point. You see, they are sitting on some patents that'll knock your socks off. Weather control systems, recycling pollution as fuel, cold fusion, you name it. And they plan to make trillions protecting the world from the very threat they worked so hard to create. But to do so, they need you guys to quite literally stop fighting windmills.
Huh. The truth at last. And what's in it for Jebediah Block?
Gentlemen, please give me and Mr. Block a moment. I offered you a carrot. Now, here's the stick. We know about Montana, Block. The mine collapse in 2015. It would be a shame if the American public got wind of your somewhat creative approach to safety regulations. Your popularity ratings are just south of John Wilkes Booth as it is.
I see.
You have until dawn to change your position and pass this motion, and you and I, we never had this talk. You know who the partners are, don't you, Constant? Hope to be one of them someday? Well, keep dreaming. You'll never know what hit you. Think you're safe, Constant? Think you're in control? You haven't dealt with the Washington twins. Whoever you are, Constant, your days are numbered. Zoe and me will take your place, just you wait. Block. Think about what I said. Think good and hard. Constant.
Well?
Minor setback, that's all.
The council rejected your proposal, Sophia. The partners will not be pleased.
I told you. I have an ace up my sleeve. Block will come around.
Don't let me keep you then.
Mr. Block, please take your seat. Mr. Block, everyone is waiting for you. If you would be so good as to take your seat. Block, what are you, 5? Take your seat and let's get on with it. Ladies and gentlemen, due to unforeseen circumstances, the vote is postponed until further notice. I apologize for wasting your time. The council is adjourned. Cat got your tongue, Block. What say you? Right. I will have to interpret that as an aye. The vote is unanimous. The motion is passed. And now, I believe a toast is in order. To the future. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
To the future.
The future.